So, we've got a Q&A video. Yeah! I don't know. I've had a few people ask me about Qui-Gon Jinn videos being released. And I am working on it. There's just a lot more effort that's getting put into this Qui-Gon Jinn video than there is in most of the other stuff that I do. So it's going to be a little bit before that Qui-Gon Jinn video is released. Please be patient with that. But let's get into the questions. This is already a longer video, so I don't want to hold you guys up. Wow. Going back to my first question and answer video. Before I give my answer here, I want to say that I appreciate that you went back that far. That you remember that video. And that you watched it and saw my answer in that video. I also want to say that I do welcome video submissions to my question and answer videos, in addition to the text submissions that everyone has been submitting. So if you do want to submit a video question for me, make sure it's something that can be uploaded to YouTube that I'd be able to use in one of my videos. I wish I did have a story to tell about Lady Gaga. I don't listen to Lady Gaga, I haven't met her, and I do not know anything about her other than, the names to a couple of her songs. The only reason I used her in the title of that video is because the person who submitted questions for that video asked about Lady Gaga. From what I've heard, people either have good stories about Lady Gaga or are trying to start rumors about Lady Gaga for whatever reason. In a way, I kind of do want to meet Lady Gaga, but I don't really know what I'd say or ask her if I were to meet her. I don't know what we'd talk about. I don't really have a plan, and this is just because I don't really know anything about Lady Gaga. Like I said, other than the names of a couple of her songs, I know nothing about Lady Gaga. I've had a few people say that she seems like a good person, but again, I don't know anything other than that. I know she made the news a while ago due to all of the good things she did. I've heard a few rumors about Lady Gaga that, in a way, have been disproven by Lady Gaga herself in interviews, but I don't know anything about her and those rumors, and I don't want to spread anything. So, before I answer this question, I want to clarify that I generally don't listen to Jewel. Nothing against Jewel as an artist, this is the first time I have heard of Jewel. I started listening to this music because not only was I asked about their music, but the person that asked me about Jewel's music on my Discord. In fact, due to the fact that most of the people that I knew in the past didn't really talk to me about music, and due to the fact that the people who did talk with me about music in the past never mentioned Jewel, I don't ever remember learning about who she was until this question was asked on my Discord page. Now, based on what I know about her and her music, I do like I don't know if this is the best term, but I do like the simplicity of the music that I've heard, as well as the fact that she's from Alaska. Having said that, I don't really know much about her or her music, and I do want to learn more about her and her music. If you want to share her music with me, feel free to go to my Discord. There's a channel for you to share your music there. At the point I'm filming this, I've got Nightbot in charge of Discord, basically, as well as my gaming channel. And I'm basically working on getting everything worked out with the ability to share links. But as soon as I get that all squared away, if you want me to check out more music from Jewel, feel free to leave the links on my Discord. I do have a separate music channel on my Discord for people to share and talk about music, including different songs and bands, and including all of the nuances about music. in addition to the music channels, I also have channels to talk about movies, television shows, books, and LGBTQ plus issues. There's a lot of different topics I would consider adding or removing from the Discord as well, depending on what people are willing to talk about. Although I do have these different channels on my Discord, I want to say that music has always been something that I've been interested in. I've always been interested in finding new music, regardless of what genre it is. I enjoy listening to music, and new music is something that I've always been looking for. On that note, I have been doing some basic research on music, including how to write music and different connections between the lyrics and the background music. There's a lot of different things that do go into music writing, whether it is lyrics or other parts of music. I recently started doing research on different types of music written by different musical artists and even different genres. Learning about Jewel and her music is something that would be interesting for me to learn. Although I've only heard one song at the time I am recording this, I am planning my response to this question based off of what I know. I really did enjoy what I heard by her, and I'm wanting to hear more about Jewel and her music. I just need to get started listening to her music because what I heard is one of the styles that I really enjoy for music. For those of you who do not know, a couple of the bands that I grew up listening to are Slipknot, Stone Sour, and Korn. I've heard a few songs from other bands, but not enough for me to say that I enjoy that specific group enough to get more of their music. I do have several songs and albums from other groups, stuff ranging from Hootie and the Blowfish to Green Day to Ozzy Osbourne and Metallica. And because I am trying to find more music, I did create the channel on my Discord, as I said. So, I am able to have people suggest music, whether that music is suggested to me or to other people. At this point, I don't really care what style of music is shared on the Discord channel. And that Discord channel is open to everyone that is on my Discord, meaning you're going to be able to use the music channel regardless of who you are. Feel free to click the link in my video description to go to my Discord page and share whatever music you listen to, and I'll check out what I'm able to. Because of the people on the server who share music suggestions, I found out about many other different musicians, whether those musicians were famous or not. Smaller musicians who used to be famous but are not famous anymore, and musicians who are currently famous have all been shared on the current music tab. So feel free to come and share whatever you want. I enjoy hearing from all of you. YouTube does have that issue with links being shared in the comment section of their videos, just because so many links are considered to be spam or misleading. I'm not saying all the links that will be shared on the Discord channel will be safe, so be careful what links you share and what links you click on. Well, that is a difficult question for me to answer, because I feel like I have to be funny all the time while I'm answering this question. The long answer is actually surprisingly simple. Yes, the rumors are true. The rumors are that I am not related to Jack Black, and those rumors are true. I have every intention of going into that answer after my non-existent saxophone solo, so get prepared, mother suckers. In all reality, the answer is no. No, I am not related to Jablinski. Or am I? No, I'm not. We just share a lot of similarities, including an amazing head of hair, both up top and down there. Seriously though, I may not have seen a lot of what Jack Black has done, but I've noticed a lot of similarities between how I used to act and how Jack Black acted in front of a camera. I really want to show you. I just have been acting differently for so long that I do not think I would be able to act that way easily anymore. I might, however, be willing to show you in the future if that is something you would like to see. This is a damn good question, but it opens up a big old can of worms. If we go off the fact that this question implies that time is always moving, there could be several different ways for me to answer this question. First off, is time linear? Or whether or not the answer to this question is time is linear or time is not linear. This could have several implications on what the answer to the question could be, depending on who is asked. Time could be linear, but time could also be circular, and there could be, a whole other answer about, block universe theory. Having said that, there are also other questions that may describe, flow of time. Second, is something called block universe theory a viable answer? If you don't know what it is, look it up. I'm not going to be the best at describing it here. I may not know much about the theories regarding the flow of time, but I can say what little I do know about block universe theory. And again, do your own research. I'm not going to cover everything here, just because there's way too much to cover in a question and answer video. For those of you who do not know, block universe theory states that the past, present, and future all exist at the same time, even though it seems as if time is linear. From our perspective, it appears that time, flows or, just passes. But in the block universe model, time doesn't flow. In other words, in a block universe, there's no specific present moment, and the terms past and future moments are relative. This means that it depends on whatever block of time we are perceiving. Whatever block of time we perceive as the present is the present, and that block of time is what we, Wow. I just realized I wrote this script when I was tired, and it just I was looking into something that was really messing with my head at the time, and I was too tired to comprehend what I was saying, which is why I said look into it. Shorthand version of what I meant to say is, whatever block of time we perceive as the present is the present. The block universe theory also suggests that time travel is possible as well. If the block universe theory is true, that means the past, present, and future all exist at the same time, and the time does not flow one way or another. This means that time doesn't flow and it all exists regardless of what happens. On that note, I do want to say that this could also lead into a situation basically where it's just like something that's described similar to what is described in the Matrix movies. We might live in a situation, if that's the case, then whoever created the Matrix situation found a way to describe time in a way that basically will keep us busy with trying to figure out how to describe time. Having said that, there's a couple things that I believe. Firstly, I do think past, present, and future all exist as we perceive them. All existing separate and being easily distinguished from each other. The present is what we perceive as what is happening now, while the past is what has previously happened, and the future is what will happen or what might happen in the future. I also believe that the past, present, and future all exist as they would in a block universe, in a way, existing simultaneously, and basically where only the present is perceived. Now, I normally don't talk about money. This is due to the fact that how much I make should not really be important for other people. Having said that, I haven't really looked into how much, would be enough for me to live how I want to live. I can say how much I want to make, and that this will be enough to cover my living expenses and a bit more on top of that. Now, just because I say an amount here, it does not mean that I actually want to make that amount. The first amount that I would give to that would be that I want $1 million every month. Having said that, I know $1 million a month would be overkill, to say the least, but it's something that I want. On that note, I would be more than happy with $8,500 a month. That amount would give me enough to eat out and to get a few extra things, all while still being able to save money. Of course, this, would apply to me living where I live now, and I don't think that it would necessarily apply to whether I live anywhere else. There's a lot to consider here. What type of genie am I going to imagine? Is it that pre-Islamic or Islamic legends version of the genie? Or is my genie similar to Robin Williams' genie? What parts of the myths about genies am I going to consider, and where am I going to live? I scream, you scream, we all scream, the cops are called, it gets awkward. I'm so happy, 'cause today I found my friends, they're in my head. I'm so ugly, that's okay, 'cause so are you. Broke our mirrors, Sunday morning is every day for all I care, and I'm not scared. Light my candles in a daze, 'cause I found God. Yay! What? Sorry, I got a little distracted there. The question made me think of Nirvana. According to Mayo Clinic's website, lithium is used to treat mania that's a part of bipolar disorder or manic depressive illness. It is also used on a daily basis to reduce the frequency and severity of manic episodes. Manic depressive patients experience severe mood changes ranging from excited or manic state. A manic state is categorized with unusual anger or irritability, or a false sense of well-being, to depression or sadness. It is not known at this point how lithium works to stabilize a person's mood. However, it does act on the central nervous system. It helps you to give more control over your emotions and helps you cope better with the problems of living. Side effects of lithium, according to the Mayo Clinic website, include large side effects of lithium, according to the Mayo Clinic website, include large hive-like swelling on different parts of the body, sunken eyes and eyeballs bulging out of the eye sockets. Now, I'm not willing to try lithium based on what I know about it, even if I did have bipolar disorder, and the fact that Mayo Clinic's website states that it's not known to work is another deterrent. I've had people on both sides tell me that I was wrong about it, even though, I generally keep to myself about this topic. On that note, my life hasn't really changed too much. I've had to wear a mask for a bit, and I've had to get a few more vaccines. Also, I haven't really heard many people talk about COVID for a while now, but as for the main changes, I don't really go out. It got a little harder trying to find places to do grocery shopping. That's about it. I'm not willing to go into detail about this. This is just because I don't want to get into detail about it. Now, I've already covered this partially, so I'm not going to cover that again. The rest of it is something that I'm not really willing to get into due to me thinking that it is something that I feel should be discussed between myself and my doctors. Having said that, I might be willing to discuss whether I take prescription medication in a future video, depending on how I feel about the subject, and whether or not I would be able to write a script. On that note, if I do wind up making some sort of video about it, again, I want you to do your own research. I want you to look into it. If I make a video about this, I would be willing to make videos giving some information, but not all of it. So again, do your own research. I'm not going to go into too much detail with my family life just because of, privacy and respect and stuff. But I do want to come here covering a few things. When it comes to my life experiences, a few of the experiences that I revolve around when I was in school and got my first job. This is stuff that I think is covered in older videos, but I'm not sure whether those videos are currently on any of my current YouTube channels. The biggest experience that I've had impact my life was when I was run over by a garbage truck. Not a dump truck. There's a difference between a dump truck and a garbage truck. So, one of the bigger impacts on my life was when I was run over by a garbage truck. This is due to the fact that I had to push through the whole experience and focus on healing and focus on myself if I wanted to find a way to heal. The next experience that I had that had one of the biggest impacts on my life is something that happened at my first job and at another job of mine. I'm not going to say where these were just out of privacy, not only for myself but for these jobs as well. I may have covered where they were in older videos, but I'm not making any guarantees. I've had a couple of experiences where people have said things about me and implied that I was doing things I wasn't doing. The first job I'm referencing, I don't know what was said about me because the manager I spoke with didn't say anything about the actual accusation that was levied against me. The only thing I know is the manager called me in to talk. When he implied that someone mentioned something about me, there was another person just creeping around trying to watch what happened. So I can assume that this person wound up saying something and wanted to watch me try and get fired. After I stopped working at that job, this person's family wound up leaving a head of a rabbit on my front lawn. So I know it was them saying something. The second job that I'm referencing, someone went to HR. This time I was able to find out who made the claim and what the claim was. This time someone I never spoke with wound up telling HR that I said something to them that made them uncomfortable. And my question is simple. How could I say something to them or about them when I don't even talk to them or about them in the first place? Something these two places taught me was in a way also taught by the whole experience of me getting run over by the garbage truck as well, even if I did not mention it when I brought up the garbage truck. I still learned a similar thing when I was run over as when I learned something from those two jobs I just mentioned. And the thing that I learned with all of these things is that I just can't trust other people to do the right thing, which is unfortunate. And I also cannot trust other people to do things the right way. Again, unfortunate. I was born in July 1988. Because of the fact that I don't know when this question is going to be put into a video, I'll give you that information and let you figure out how old I am. Because I don't know how long it'll take for me to release this question in a video and when people will actually see this video. So this is a question that I pulled from a Reddit page where I said I was going to be making a Q&A video. It's the only question I was able to pull from my post due to this being the only question that was asked as a reply to my post. If you're willing to go to a Reddit and follow me there, feel free to click the link in the video description. Also, I consider myself to be part of the LGBTQ plus community. I cannot say that I'm going to be the best at being able to communicate all these different facts. In fact, I suck at communication. There have been multiple times where I have trouble comprehending questions that have been asked, and even if I comprehend the question that was asked, sometimes I just feel unable to effectively communicate with other people when it comes to the message that I wish to convey. Because of this, I feel as if this is one of those times that I do not talk about LGBTQ plus issues as often as I would like. And because I don't talk about this subject, I do not have the ability to communicate my message in a way that I would like due to me not knowing what to say or how to say it. I'm not saying that I am unwilling to talk about LGBTQ plus issues. I am saying that because I do not communicate about these issues, I do not know how to communicate the issues that people ask. Also, I do not consider myself to be a people person. I do not enjoy talking to people due to the fact that people just generally don't listen to me, regardless of whether the communication is there and things are communicated effectively. I haven't had people give me the chance to communicate, so I don't know whether what I say will actually be conveyed in a way that's effective. Lastly, due to the fact that I don't really communicate well, and due to the fact that I haven't really done much research on all the issues out there, I do not know the issues that are part of the LGBTQ plus community. Having said that, I would like you to keep in mind that I am not the best at communication. I am doing my best to communicate, but I may not say things correctly. I do wish to communicate different issues, but I want to learn more about the issues and give advice about what I think could help out. I feel that there's only so much that can be done within the community to make it more welcoming. Having safe spaces like cafes and bookstores would help. Having people be more positive and make more positive videos and movies in an attempt to explain more about the community would also help greatly. Of course, these aren't the only options, and these options only go so far. The most difficult part would be holding civil conversations with people outside of social media, explaining different parts of the community and being able to get through to those people in a way that makes them want to learn about different parts of the community. Now, there is a lot of negativity that comes from within the community as well. This negativity does not help when some people within the community choose to not listen, and some of the people within the community either have trouble vocalizing their issues or having problems comprehending what is being said. Like I said, there's a lot that can be done. There's a lot of people who are doing a lot to help with this. There are a lot of issues from within the community and a lot of issues outside of the community as well. The water stream Mario would win due to the fact that water stream Mario is made out of water. Having said that, keep in mind, I haven't really played much when it comes to Super Mario Brothers or really any Nintendo system to begin with. I have played Mario Kart, but only once and only for like 1 or 2 rounds. And other than that, I don't really know that much about any of the Mario characters. But I do have a question as a rebuttal that I would like to ask. Everyone asks about Mario and Luigi. I've had way too many people ask me about Mario and Luigi, but my question is, what about Wario and Waluigi? Who would win between Wario and Waluigi? I really want to know which one of those 2 characters would win in a fight. According to Martin Naperstek, I hope I'm saying that right, the author of the book Honesty in the Use of Words, quote, all dictionaries may be classified as descriptive or prescriptive, and some seek to be both types. A descriptive dictionary is one that attempts to describe how a word is used, while a prescriptive dictionary is one that describes how a word should be used. For example, a descriptive dictionary might define a desert as a place with little water, such as the Sahara, while a prescriptive dictionary might define it as a place that averages less than 10 inches of rain per year, which would make the Arctic and Antarctic regions deserts, because neither gets that much rain, although both of them do have a great deal of water, which happens to be frozen. There's more agreement among descriptive dictionaries than among prescriptive ones. If I were to go off of that description, I think, let's see here again, I wrote this out when I was tired. I'm just kind of checking it as I'm filming, which, not a good idea. But, it says here, prescriptive dictionary might define a place that averages less than, might define a desert as a place that averages less than 10 inches of rain a year. That's the kind of language that I kind of agree with more. Prescriptive type. And I have heard more people describe Antarctica as a desert. And I personally do think that is more true, just due to the fact that people tend to describe a desert this way. Now, I know this video is going to get released a while after the video that I'm referencing, and I'm sorry for that. For those of you who haven't seen my videos on my vlogging channel, My vlog from September 17th, 2022 had me talking about going to a free meal and having one of the volunteers at that meal make an accusation. At this point, I'm not going to get into the details about who the volunteer is or what the accusation is. I will say that I have been to all of the Third Saturday meals from September through November 2022 before they stopped providing meals for the year. Since the initial accusation that was made in September, I did see them one time in November. Thankfully, there was no other incident when I saw them again in November, though I could tell that they were giving me a stink eye. I could tell that they wanted to say more to me, even though I didn't have them say anything directly to me. Having said that, I will clarify something. I want to say that I was ready to say something in November, but I don't know what I would have said. I like to think that I would have tried to be civil about this, but I still do not know what I would have said or done. Thankfully, I didn't have to find out what would have happened had this person said anything, since they were quiet the entire time. And I wouldn't have found out that I wouldn't have figured out what I would have said, because I was quiet the entire time. Now, when it comes to that video, I probably mentioned the accusation a bit hastily, and probably said something in the video that I should have turned around and kept to myself. With that being said, I did also do what I needed to do to fix the situation. I did turn into a Karen, and I went and complained to the people in charge of the meals. Now, as I said before, they stopped providing the meals in November 2022. December didn't have a meal. January didn't have a meal. And I don't know when they're going to start up. There isn't a meal scheduled at least until March, but I don't have an exact date of when they're going to start that up again. I did go back to the meal in October and November after the accusation happened, and there wasn't any attempt to accuse me of anything else. The person who made the accusation wasn't even there in October when I went back. At this point, I'm glad that I don't have to deal with the accusations, whether it's a temporary quiet or not. I'm the bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad, and seduce your dad. I'm the bad guy. Duh. In reality, I don't actually think I would want to be as well known as Billie Eilish. I suppose I picked the wrong profession if I don't want to be well known. But it's not like I don't see people, I just don't appreciate. It's not that I don't like people. I just don't like people trying to take advantage of me. And it seems as if more people try and take advantage of someone when they're more well known. Are you talking about cats, or are you talking about sexy time? This could go wrong on so many levels. You know, one time I pooped on an elevator. It was a crappy situation on so many levels. Shit. I got distracted. Now I'm in a crappy situation and I don't know what to talk about. I pay my own bills. I am a big boy. I have my own income. Me big boy. On that note, I have a question for you. Why does it matter? What makes it your issue who pays my bills? My bills should not be your issue. It should be my issue. All that matters... excuse me, there we go. Excuse me. All that matters is that my bills are getting paid and that I'm getting videos out to you guys. If, for whatever reason, I need help paying my bills at some point in the future, I will ask for help. But my fans won't know about it until the change happens. I won't give out any information about my bills. I won't say how much I pay or to whom. And I won't say when I ask for help, heaven forbid that actually happens. Do you know one of my favorite words? It's flabbergasted. It describes me all the time. It actually describes me so well. I like the word flabbergasted. It's as if someone took a child and told that child to make up a word. There's just so much that can go wrong with what I say next, so I'm just going to cut into the next question. I just want to say, keep asking questions. I understand a lot of people are... I don't know. Well, first off, I want to say that it comes through phases with this stuff, meaning there'll be a few days at a time where I get a bunch of people asking questions for my question and answer videos. And then it'll go for months, if not a year or two, where nobody asks anything. Which is why I initially wanted to stockpile a bunch of questions. So, feel free to ask questions either in the comments section or over on my Discord. I want to hear from all of you. And I do also try to make a video a week on this channel. I do also have a vlogging channel and a gaming channel, so feel free to check those out if you want to. I'm not telling you to subscribe, but I'm not stopping you from subscribing either.